You gotta celebrate the small wins. We got one on this episode. Let's talk about it.
Join me in my mission to help put at least 50,000 music artists on the right track to be independently successful with their music, to turn the talent that they have with their voice into gold. My name is Billy Nellis, and welcome to the Golden Voice Podcast.
Boom. If you're watching, don't mind the do-rag, but if you're listening, don't worry about it. But anyways, today is November the 20th of 2022. And we just actually hit a milestone on the Golden Voice podcast, and that is 1,000 downloads. I'm feeling thankful right now for whoever listened to this podcast, as I'm on a mission to really put at least 50,000 music artists on the right path to be independently successful with their music. And we're doing that one step at a time, right? You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. I think that's one of the things that you'll see on some of my posts as I'm, doing a mini celebration about hitting the 1,000 downloads milestone here for this show. And I'm going to make it super short for, on this one, because I just want to emphasize on the fact that as you are moving forward, as you are, on your way in your journey, you might not get the big wins yet, but just make sure that you celebrate the small wins. You see what I'm saying? You have to have small ones before you hit the big ones. And a lot of times we are so focused on the big goals, and we get so either frustrated or disappointed that we're not hitting the certain goals that we set for ourselves. But it's really important that we celebrate the small ones before we get to the big ones. You understand what I mean? So for me, it's huge because I'm not so focused on the vanity metrics, right? But I do have goals, and it's important for me to have impact in one person's life, in 10 person's life, in 20, 50, 100. And if this podcast got 1,000 downloads, maybe somebody came in and they, listened to an episode or two or three, or maybe all of them, right? But at least I know that I made the impact in somebody's life. I added some value in somebody's life, and it made a difference, right? So it's only the beginning, right? So for me, it's only a start, because there is so much more to come, and it just marks a way for me to keep going. You know what I mean? I was looking at the stats, and I did see the 1,000 downloads, but on the other hand, if I look at my graph overall, it's kind of like trickling down a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe I stepped off of the pedal. I may have missed a few weeks in the schedule, because I promised myself that I would, push an episode on this podcast every single week. But I may have missed, a few weeks here and there. But I'm gonna be ramping that up. You know what I mean? There has been a few projects that were valuable for the artist community, which it kind of, because I missed a few weeks, I was so focused on certain things. I guess it was worth it, so to speak. But I don't want to let any of you down, any of you that are tapped into the Golden Voice podcast, because I have a lot more value to bring to the table. And with that said, on this one, I just want to say that I'm super grateful to be able to, first of all, come on here and share my experience, share my knowledge, and stand with leading with value with some of the things that I know that are important for any music artist to move ahead and get to their next level. And I have a lot more to share. And like I mentioned, there's some of my music industry friends that I'm gonna bring on the show to further share their knowledge, their expertise, and their experience to further help you add some value to your music career and help you move forward.
I really appreciate you tuning into the Golden Voice podcast today. There's so many other ones out there to listen to, and I don't take your interests lightly. I really hope that what I shared with you today made sense and helped put you on the right track to be independently successful with your music. So if it did, share this podcast episode with somebody else that would need it too. Cool? Now let's take a step further. Do you want instant notifications for when I upload new episodes? Text the word podcast to 647-277-5177. I repeat, text the word podcast to 647-277-5177, and I'll shoot you a quick text when I upload new Golden Voice podcast episodes in the future. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will talk to you on the next one.